Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Hi guys, see you again in Organic Chemistry. Now we are going to learn chapter 10, Carboxylic acid. We focus on nomenclature first. Okay guys, so this is a little bit introduction about carboxylic acid. So as we know that carboxylic acid must contain COOH group, which is referred to carboxyl group. So actually COOH refer to the C double bond OH, which is the combination between carbonyl group mixed with hydroxyl group. So that's why we call as carboxyl group as the functional group. So, carboxylic acid boleh wujud dalam aliphatic carboxylic acid and aromatic carboxylic acid. Okay guys, so after this we are going to learn about nomenclature of carboxylic acid. So guys, let's start. As usual guys, we need to give the name according to IUPAC nomenclature. So as usual, what you need to do is you need to find the longest carbon chain that contain COOH group. So here, the COOH group must number as C1. Always at carbon number 1. Okay, so that's why omit the number from the name. So you tak perlu letak 1-butanoic acid. Tak perlu guys, sebab kedudukan COOH memang sentiasa pada karbon nombor 1. Dia bukan macam ketone di mana C double bond O boleh berubah tempat. So COOH always at carbon number 1. Okay, for example here we have this structure. So we are going to find the longest carbon chain. So this is our longest carbon chain. Nampak? Ni carbon yang terpanjang. And then we need to start numbering at COOH. Should be number 1. And so on. Number 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 longest carbon chain. So the parent name should be, ingat kalau 5 mesti pentane. So kalau carboxylic dia jadi pentanoic acid. Like that. So here be careful, we have substituent at carbon number 4. So the full name should be 4-methyl pentanoic acid. So 4-methyl pentanoic, no spacing at all, but we have space here between oic and acid. Okay, this is the other example. As usual guys, find the longest carbon chain that contain with COOH. So the longest carbon chain here start from COOH until here. So only 3 carbon. So you need to start numbering at COOH. So we only has 3 carbon here. So the parent name should be propanoic acid. Okay. But we have substituent at carbon number 2 here. We have cyclohexane. So when cyclohexane become a substituent, the name should be 2-cyclohexyl propanoic acid. Okay, next, compound that have a COOH group bonded to a ring are named using suffix carboxylic acid. Okay, if you still remember, in aldehyde, if CHO bonded with ring, so we need to add on another new suffix to the name, which is carbaldehyde. Remember? So same like carboxylic acid, for example here, so the parent chain or the longest carbon chain here is 6 carbon here, the cyclohexane, but it must include with DCOOH. Nampak tak kelas? So dia ada extra 1 carbon dekat sini di mana kita tak boleh namakan dia cyclopentanoic acid. Tak boleh kelas. Sebab cycloheptanoic acid refer kepada 7 carbon in the ring. But now in the ring only consists of 6 carbon. So that's why we need to add on a new suffix, which is this one, COOH, refer to carboxylic acid. So if you need to start numbering, you need to start at carbon that directly bond with COOH, and then you akan pusing clockwise. Okay, why? Because nearer to the substituent. So at carbon number 3, we have 2 substituent, which is methyl. So the name should be 3,3-dimethyl cyclohexane carboxylic acid. Nampak tak parent name dia? Dia jadi cyclohexane carboxylic acid. So this carboxylic acid refer to this one, COOH. Bukan cycloheptanoic acid here, because the ring shape is cyclohexane. Okay, I give you another example here. We have also cyclohexane, but now we have bromine as substituent. Still carbon number 1 should be start at COOH like this. So parent name still cyclohexane carboxylic acid. So 3-bromo cyclohexane carboxylic acid. So remember, only for aldehyde and carboxylic when directly bond with ring, so you need to be careful. You need to add on some suffix to the name, to the parent name. Okay guys, we have another example here. How about if we have 2 carboxyl group in the same compound like this? Okay, we name it as alkane dioic acid. Alkane dioic acid. For example, here we have the longest carbon chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kalau you start daripada kiri ke, daripada kanan ke, mana-mana pun boleh start nombor 1. Sebab the position of COOH dekat hujung-hujung. So tak ada beza pun kalau you start belah kiri atau sebelah kanan. Kalau ada substituent, itu you kena be careful. Okay, look. Kenapa saya kata tadi alkane dioic acid? Nampak tak? 5 carbon pentane. So pentane, kita kekalkan nama alkane tersebut, tetapi we add on the suffix dioic acid. Di refer to 2 carboxyl group. Okay, next, this one is cyclic carboxylic acid. What happen if you have 2 carboxyl group in the same cyclic structure? So kalau tadi, kalau ada satu je, nama dia cyclohexane carboxylic acid. But now you have 2 carboxyl group in cyclohexane. So you need to give number to the position of COOH, because the COOH boleh pada position 1, 2, 1, 3 or 1, 4. So that's why here 1, 2 cyclohexane dicarboxylic acid. Okay, so we start numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4. So kita kena beri keutamaan kepada COOH group. Okay, next, so this is aromatic carboxylic acid. If COOH directly bond with benzene, so this one we already learned in chapter 6, the name should be benzoic acid. For example, here we have chlorine at the position number 4. So either you write 4-chlorobenzoic acid, or you can use the para-chlorobenzoic acid. So this one we already learned in chapter 6. Next, what happen if the COOH group, 2 COOH group bond with benzene, like this. Okay, so nama dia tukar dah. Nampak tak? Kat sini yang saya highlight merah, dia jadi 1X. X ni tengok pada position yang kedua lah, benzene dicarboxylic acid. Dia bukan jadi benzoic acid. Dia dah tukar nama benzene dicarboxylic acid. So for example here, the position of COOH at carbon number 1 and 4. So look at the parent name, benzene dicarboxylic acid. So at carbon number 2, we have substituent we call as isopropyl. Alright guys? Okay, so as we know that guys, the priority of carboxylic acid always the highest one, right? Tak ada compound lain yang boleh challenge carboxylic acid. So, if the compound contain contain more than one functional group, so you need to take note the priority. For example here, we have amine and carboxylic acid. So, amine dengan carboxylic, siapa menang? Of course, carboxylic acid. So, carboxylic acid should be your parent name. Okay, so kat sini dia jadi 4-aminobutanoic acid. So, this amine will be your substituent. Another version here, kalau kita ada ketone, ketone and carboxylic acid. So look at this table. So ketone and carboxylic acid menang, ketone kalah. So ketone bila jadi substituent atau dia include dalam parent name tu, kita kena bagi nama dia oxo. Ini benda baru kelas. Okay, tak pernah jumpa sebelum ni. Okay, so number 1 always at carboxylic acid, COOH group. Number 2, number 3 and number 4. Okay, so 3-oxo 2-propylbutanoic acid. And then this is the general common name usually used in carboxylic acid. For example, if carboxylic acid contain 1 carbon, we call as methanoic acid, and this is the common name formic acid. Ethanoic acid 2 carbon, so the common name is acetic acid. So normally this common name jarang you all dengar lah. Biasanya you all beri nama dalam IUPAC name. So this is as you punya pengetahuan sajalah. Boleh?